Kavita, a very happy festive season to you and thank you for speaking with us on ET Now. Is the consumer back? What is the kind of demand that you're seeing?
Hi, Tamanna. Thank you very much for having me on the program. Diwali, yes, it's a great time frame for retailers in general. And I think this time around as well, the retail industry is hoping that this is a good Diwali. And it's also interesting this time around that both Dussehra and Diwali, the two big festivities, have been close together. And of course, as far as IKEA is concerned, we definitely see that home furnishing is a big focus for all of us during Diwali. This is the festive time frame when consumers are definitely thinking about refreshing their homes and bringing in the festivity cheer at this point in time. So we're definitely seeing a lot of interest, particularly in some of the home furnishing categories such as textile, a lot of decoration, and even cooking and eating. So it's an interesting play. Of course, if you think that it is more on the activity side, we can also see that consumers do have interest in buying furniture. For example, living room seating is definitely an area of interest because I think this time around, as compared to last year, consumers are hoping to have friends and family over for Diwali. So that is also another interesting aspect that we are seeing. Overall, it looks very positive as far as the festive season is concerned.
So, from what I see at your store, I see that you focused a lot this time on very traditional home furnishings for the Diwali festival. Can you tell us about it? What are your best sellers?
Absolutely, that's a good question. And as you rightly pointed out, we have a big focus for the festive season. Last year was the first time we launched something called as a festive collection. This year as well, we have expanded the scope of that festive collection even more. Our festive collection this time around is called as Aromatisk, which is really influenced by Indian folklore. And it has beautiful pop colors of yellow and pink, in which we have a lot of items related to decoration, related to textiles, related to serveware, and so on, which is very, very apt for the festive season. It is a collection that is actually created by designers in India with collaboration with designers globally. So there are two designers who actually worked on it. And interestingly, this collection is also made in India in its entirety. So we're really proud of this collection that we've been able to bring out during the festive season.
So, Kavita, it's been an interesting run for IKEA in India overall. What have been your major learnings and challenges in this time? And how have you changed your strategy to fit the Indian market?
Sure, that's a good question. And I think India is a very large and diverse country. And one of the biggest learnings for us, as for a lot of other players in the Indian industry, is the fact that no average works. And then I think when it comes to IKEA, we have seen three phases in terms of our journey in India. The first one is when the purchasing organization has been present here for many, many years, over 3 decades. The second part is when IKEA decided to enter India with retail operations, which was back in 2013, 2014. And we started to work a great deal in terms of understanding the Indian consumers, working on life at home, understanding activities at home, and doing this across multiple cities in India. That was still a lot of planning, strategizing, understanding consumer space. And then the real moment of truth for us is when we opened our first store in Hyderabad in August 2018. That was the first time we actually welcomed customers into the IKEA format. And it was a very large format store. 40,000 square meters or close to 430 lakh square feet that we are really talking about. And with a lot of inspiration in terms of how we presented the range. So it was a very, very interesting journey. And now we have presence in both Hyderabad, Mumbai, as well as e-commerce. And so overall, there are multiple learnings that we have seen during this time frame. The first big one is related to the product range itself, right? Ultimately, people come to IKEA because they are, of course, interested in home furnishing, but they also like the IKEA design ethos and they're looking at what kind of products could they take in, which has both a mix of maybe Scandinavian design as well as popular design features in it. But what is very interesting for us is the relevance of the product range. We have worked on it quite a lot, even before we opened our retail format. And it has really been on the backdrop of understanding people's life at home and what are their everyday needs. So a lot of learnings on the product front in order to make sure we're bringing a very relevant range to our consumers in India. And at the same time, we are ensuring that this range is affordable and many people across India could actually have access to this range. The second important aspect has been the consumers and the customers itself and the role of home furnishing in the India context. We have seen that interest in home furnishing is very diverse in India. There are segments of a society which have a great deal of interest, and there are other people for whom maybe it is not the most important aspect. The big question for us is how can we ensure that consumers across India understand the relevance of home furnishing and how it can play a very important role in their lives. The third important learning has been related to accessibility. When we came into India, IKEA had a model where we were looking at large format stores, maybe a little outside the city. But in the last decade, we can clearly see that consumer behavior has evolved and people who'd like to have access that is closer. People do not want to spend a lot of time and money commuting. And that has also led to the thinking around smaller format stores in your neighborhood as close to you as possible. And during the COVID pandemic as well, we've seen how e-commerce and digital has evolved. And this has actually brought us to think about both e-commerce as well as the app. Finally, leaving the choice to the Indian consumers in terms of how they want to meet IKEA, be it in the physical format store, be it in the neighborhood store, be it e-commerce, be it the IKEA app, or even today, remote calling to the customer support center to seek some help with regard to products. So this has really been our journey and some of the learnings that we've seen across these years.
So tell me about pricing specifically. The Indian consumer is famous for being very price conscious. Was that a conscious effort on IKEA's part to price competitively in India and at the same time have to keep up your quality globally?
Absolutely. And in fact, I would say consumers across the world are price sensitive. What is interesting with the Indian consumer is all of us are very value for money focused, right? Irrespective of the amount of money that is available to spend on home furnishing, you could decide to buy a sofa for 1 lakh rupees, or you might want to buy a sofa for 10,000 rupees. But both these customers are looking for value for money, right? So that is the predominant thinking in consumers today in India. And then what we have tried to look at is how do we bring all of these different elements together when we put together products. So of course, we want products to be affordable, which means that if we take a specific function, let's say sofas, we would like to offer different price levels for our consumers. So if a consumer can only spend 10,000, they could still afford to get a sofa. And then there could be consumers who are willing to spend maybe 50,000 rupees and they could get another kind of a sofa with different options available. The second important thing for us has also been to not just think about the product, but also think about the solutions, right? It is all about easy change. So for example, during Diwali, if customers want to refresh their homes, it is not necessary that they have to refresh the sofa and the coffee table and the furniture. All that is needed maybe is to refresh the cushion covers, the textiles, maybe a little bit of decoration. And that could bring in a fresh theme, a fresh look, and a lot of vitality into the living room. Right? So we have focused a lot on solutions and not just thought about products. And then last year, just in the backdrop of when India was coming out of the first wave of the COVID, we also thought that there is a need to make affordability even more important. And at that point in time, we actually launched a campaign called as the New Low Price. The intention was wherever we have actually been able to increase the volumes in the overall supply chain, we felt there were cost savings that we could actually pass on to the consumers on a more permanent basis. So it was not a discount, it was a permanent reduction in prices of some products on the backdrop of the volumes that we were able to generate in the India market. So these are some important approaches that we've taken when it comes to affordability. And I think one very important last point that I need to emphasize is also the focus on local sourcing, which makes sure that our products are even more affordable for consumers in India. But at the end of the day, the most important aspect is we've used the same principles of democratic design, where we want to offer consumers the right kind of design at the right quality, at the right price, and at the same time make sure that a lot of the products that we're working on and bring to consumers is also sustainable, and it is helping consumers make a meaningful contribution to the planet from their everyday life.
What are the preferences that you have seen, especially since the pandemic? Are people now preferring to shop more online, or are they coming into the store in large numbers?
I think it is a mix of both. I think, I go back to the statement I made that no average works in India, and we can see consumers on either ends of the spectrum. So we can see consumers who are far more comfortable shopping online. Over time, they've discovered the convenience. Maybe they also know IKEA and they trust the brand and the product quality, that they don't feel the need to visit the store. Then on the other end of the spectrum, we have consumers who would like to have the touch and feel, and home furnishing is a category where you want to feel the texture of the fabric or the comfort of the sofa. And then people would actually like to visit the store. But one very interesting trend that we typically see in the context of IKEA is when you go to an IKEA store, it is not just about shopping. It is a fun day out for the family. It is a lot about experience, much more than the activity of shopping. So if you are visiting the first level in the store, in the showroom, you actually see a lot of visual inspiration in the form of room settings, showing how 10 different bedrooms could look like depending on what your life at home situation is. So for a family which has had a new baby, you will see the bedroom has a baby cot in it, and the decor and the functionality of that room setting actually reflects what is needed when a couple are having a baby, right? So these are nuances that we've taken into account, because of which a lot of consumers come to IKEA at times to just spend the time, take the visual inspiration in, uh, test out some new food at the restaurant. And the kids, of course, have a lot of fun in the location called Small Land, which has got a lot of play areas and facilities associated with it. So often a visit to an IKEA store is a lot about experience. But when we look at consumer behavior today, we see consumers in different ends of the spectrum. People who would like to come to the physical format and people who would like to shop online. Our intention is to give people the choice. It is their decision how they want to meet IKEA, but we will make as many options available for consumers, be it physical formats, be it small format stores, be it the website or the IKEA app. So that is the direction in which consumer behavior when it comes to shopping in the home furnishing category is actually today.
So we know that you're moving to smaller store formats, as well as expanding more in Mumbai and in Noida, in other cities as well. But what else can you share with us in terms of your expansion plans and your outlook over the next 6 to 8 months? Do you expect this kind of rush that we've seen for Diwali to sustain?
Yeah, so we will continue to expand in India. I think we still are in the startup phase of our journey here in India. So there is a lot that will come in the future. At this point in time, as you are aware, we opened the Navi Mumbai store in December 20, and then we had plans to open the smaller format stores in Mumbai. And of course, we have seen some challenges on the backdrop of COVID, but we are preparing to open up our next small format store. As you rightly said, it is in the Kamla Mills Worli area. And it will be a very, very interesting experience for consumers in that location, where they will have access to the full range, but so close to people's homes. And then as we move forward, we will continue to see more physical formats in Mumbai as well. And we will also continue to work on the other mega cities. The next one, of course, online is Bangalore, where we have a large format store, which is work in progress and under construction right now. And then we will continue to look at smaller format stores in Bangalore as well. And then the next bastion for us would be Delhi. And as you rightly said, we are working on 2 formats in Delhi as well. So overall, we will continue to work on the physical expansion. But at the same time, we're also expanding online in a big fashion, our e-commerce options, as well as the launch of the IKEA app. So we will continue to look at more cities across India that we can make sure that the IKEA brand is accessible in.
Thank you for that, Kavita, and once again, wishing you a very happy festive season.
Thank you so much, Tamanna. It was a pleasure speaking to you. Happy Diwali.